Hi, beautiful people. It's Wonderful Wednesday. I'm April Roll, your ER doctor online, and it is December 2020. In this video, I'd like to highlight National Hand Washing Awareness Week. Yes, this video is going to be all about washing hands. I know that many people, almost everybody, hand washing is something that is a widely used practice. It's almost second nature, pretty much. And in this video, I specifically want to talk about washing your hands with clean running water and with soap. I know that during this year of 2020, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, it's already been like a broken record, okay? Wash your hands with soap and water. Wash your hands well for 20 seconds at a time when you wash your hands in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19. I know you've heard this and you've heard this and you've heard this. And you've actually been doing it, you've been putting it into practice to be a lot more diligent with your hand washing. But did you know that this very simple yet effective practice of washing your hands with soap and water is actually much more important than you can even know? For generations, the simple act of hand washing has been preventing the spread of infection with many infections. Illnesses that cause diarrhea, illnesses that cause upper respiratory infections, and beyond. So it's something that, even though it's so simple, it's something that is very important. I know even if you have not experienced it, maybe someone you know has experienced food poisoning before. It's medically known as gastroenteritis, the symptoms that people get when they have food poisoning: nausea, vomiting, upset stomach, diarrhea. But while that may be caused by someone eating some bad food that's been sitting out, or it was just not good to begin with, the quality of the food and bacteria already in there, sometimes you're getting diarrhea because the food was actually not handled by someone who washed their hands. Whoever handled the food or prepared the food or whatever it is that you ate, they didn't wash their hands, so whatever bacteria was on their hand at the time got on the food, and then you ate that, and then you got diarrhea. That's how that can work sometimes. And that is how germs are spread when you're not washing the surfaces of your hands. I want to give you guys a list of key times that you should be washing your hands. Again, I know this is second nature to a lot of people, but just to reiterate, send the point home of what you've already been doing, but make it so that everyone knows why this is important and when they should be especially washing their hands. I'm going to give you a list of times to remember to wash your hands. Number one, and this is not in any particular order, but when you're using the bathroom, after you use the bathroom, whether you went number one or you went number two, you should be washing your hands before you leave the bathroom to return to whatever you were doing. Another time that you should be washing your hands is when you're preparing a meal. Now, you may wash your hands multiple times while you're preparing a meal because you want to wash your hands before you even start preparing the meal. And if you're dealing with things like raw meat or fresh vegetables out of the garden or any type of food that needs to be prepared, you're going to wash your hands before, but you also are going to wash your hands multiple times between the time that you're starting preparation of the food and the time that the food is actually finished and ready to eat. You're going to be washing your hands multiple times. Another thing is dealing with food again. You're going to wash your hands, or you want to wash your hands before you actually eat, because whatever is on the surfaces of your hands, you're going to then touch your food, especially with finger foods or foods like hamburgers, foods like chicken nuggets or fries. Let's throw in some healthier foods in there. If you're eating things like carrots, or you're eating fruits like blueberries, or you're eating celery sticks. These are foods that you're touching, and then you're putting those foods in your mouth. So if you're having bacteria all over your hands because you didn't wash your hands, you're now putting that bacteria into your mouth. Another time that you want to wash your hands is if you're having allergies, or you're sick from, with an upper respiratory infection, is after you sneeze, after you cough into your hands. If you're blowing your nose, you should wash your hands after all of these things, because again, the germs are getting onto your hands, and you don't want to touch someone else with those germs. You don't want to touch food with those germs. You don't want to touch surfaces with those germs that other people are then going to go and touch and grab your germs and put them on themselves. Another key time that I want to throw out there that you should be washing your hands is when you enter your house. So if you've been out, you've either been to work, or you had to go to the grocery store, you had to run some errands, after you get into your house, the first thing that you should try to do is wash your hands, because whatever it is that you touched while you were out doing whatever you were doing, you have then picked up some bacteria onto your hands that you want to, get that off as soon as possible by washing your hands with clean running water and with soap. And, for COVID, for at least 20 seconds at a time. But, I'd argue you should just get in the habit of washing your hands very well. And when we're talking about this, get the wrist, get all in here. If you have long fingernails, make sure if you have like one of those scrubbers, get all in there into the crevices in order to get the germs and the dirt or any of the outside from off of the surfaces of your hands. I hope that these tips have helped you. I hope that you learned something in this video. If you have, or you've liked this video, please share. If you want me to talk about any specific topics, you can comment in the comment section below. Thank you for sharing this wonderful Wednesday with me. Be blessed and stay healthy.